Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. Before I get started, I wanted to let everyone know that I have started an OnlyFans account. Now, it's not a account. It's where my more bloody, gory, graphic videos, makeup looks are going to go because YouTube really doesn't like it so much when I put them here. They'll let me put them here. They just don't like it. So it's $4.99 a month for anyone interested in joining. And there's discounts for 6 and 12 month memberships. So there's not a lot on it yet, but once I start getting members, I will be posting to it at least every 2 or 3 days. So just so you know, I'll link it down below just in case anyone might be interested in it. Also, some vintage and shoe looks will go on there because I have my little vintage baby dolls and stuff coming in that might need to go up on there. So this is, I'm gonna get ready while I tell you a story. But let me get the palette I'm gonna use today. I think we're gonna use this Sabrina palette because I have to use it up. It does expire soon. Well, maybe in about a year, but it takes a long time to use up a big palette like this. All right, so the story time is about, this is my pre-Eric dating life. I had a date with this guy, we'll call him Jay. And I mean, I guess I kind of liked him, but I don't know. Obviously I didn't like him that much. Well, after this date, I really didn't like him. And when I would go out on dates, I would usually be out till maybe after midnight. So I guess depending on who you are, that may not seem that late to you, but if I came home before 11, it's weird, you know? So he asked me what I wanted to do that night, and we went on our little date, and I told him I really wanted to see Sleeping with the Enemy. And he said he wanted to see that too. So we went to see it. And so he picked me up, and we went to the theater. And if you're not familiar with Sleeping with the Enemy, Julia Roberts is in it. It's actually an excellent movie, and I highly, highly recommend it. And there might be some spoiler alerts in this video. If so, I do apologize for that. But I think it's a good enough movie that spoilers aren't really going to hurt the experience. Me, myself, I don't mind spoilers because I feel like if the story's good enough, spoilers aren't going to matter. So I'm kind of getting off the point a little bit. So if you don't know, Sleeping with the Enemy is about Julia Roberts, is the wife of this wealthy guy. He's not very nice to her, if you know what I mean. They don't like us to say that on here, so I'll just put it that way. And it's Patrick Bergen, I believe. And so they live in this beautiful house on the beach. I believe it's in like Connecticut or maybe Martha's Vineyard, someplace like that. Very nice and gorgeous. And she's been very secretly planning her escape from him because she has to be very secretive about how she does it because he knows every move she makes, like every single move. And so I don't want to give too much away, but I told you already there would be spoilers. They have a new neighbor that's a doctor, and he has a boat. So there, she's down on the beach, and she is talking to the doctor. That's how she meets him. I think that's how. No. He, the husband, is down on the dock and meets the doctor, and the doctor says, "Your wife is very beautiful." And he's like, "When did you see my wife?" And he said he saw her standing in the window or something. It seems like it was something like that. It's been a while. And so she didn't even go out there and meet the doctor. He happened to see her. So he goes back in the house and asks her about the doctor. And she says, "I don't know a doctor." And he hits her. really hard, and she just kind of flies across the room, right? And the guy I'm on this date with gets really excited. He's like, oh, wow, he clocked her. And he is like totally, completely excited about that. And so I was like, and it wasn't like he was trying to be funny. It's like it really got him off to see her get hit by him. And so I was like, okay. So it ended up being a very long movie for me because I was ready to get away from this guy. Red flags. Never ignore red flags. So I'm like, well, I kind of want to leave, but I kind of want to watch the rest of this movie. I'm not going to let him ruin it. I'm going to watch the rest of this movie. And he kind of reached over and tried to hold my hand, and I just kind of pulled it away so he would know something was wrong, because it was a movie, so I couldn't tell him, you know, what the F is wrong with you, dude? So we watched, you know, we're at the movie still, you know, we watched to the end of the movie, and the husband finds her. She makes her escape, but the husband finds her at the end, and I don't want to tell the whole story, and this is how it ends. So if you don't know what the ending is, skip forward a little bit in this video. So he is in her house, and she's pointing the gun at him. I believe there was some kind of struggle. She got away from him. She got to her phone. She's pointing the gun at him, and she's calling the police or the operator. And while he's standing there looking at her, she says, I need the police. There's an intruder in my house. Or no, she goes, I need the police. Please hurry. I've just killed an intruder. And then her husband looks at her like, wait, what? And then she shoots him and kills him. And I'm like, that's right. That's right. And I got excited about that. I was like, kill him. Bring him to life and kill him again. And he wasn't getting excited about that. So then the movie ended. I was happy with it. And, well, I wasn't happy with the guy I was with, but I liked the movie a lot. So we were leaving, and he wanted to go get something to eat. And I said, you know, I want to go home. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just want to go home. I didn't want to tell him what was wrong, because if he got that jazzed about this girl getting struck in the movie, he might decide it's a good idea to hit me. That was my feeling. I was like 22 years old. And so I told him, just take me home. And I said, if you don't want to take me home, I'll call a cab. So he took me home. It was a little after 9 o'clock. So I walk in the house, and my mom is like, I thought you were on a date. What are you doing home? And I'm like, when Julia Roberts got punched in the face, he cheered. And she goes, oh, like, so that tells me he might get a kick out of hitting women, so I don't want anything to do with him. And my mom was okay with that, because then she could gain some more control over me or something. So then I'm telling her about the movie and how good it is and everything. And me and her go to see the movie together again. But he knew one of my brothers and a couple of my friends. And they kept like coming at me saying, oh, he really likes you. He wants to go out with you again. Why won't you go out with him? And I would tell them the story about what happened. And they were like, oh, that's not even a big deal. It's just a movie. Like, no, if you go see like Friday the 13th and the killer kills the annoying person, you know, okay, cheer for that. It's just silly fun. But in this film, that something like this can really happen, is really happening in this world, and he gets that excited about the girl getting struck, no, I'm not going out with him. And they would not leave me alone. And I'm like, I'm not going to go out with him. He gets off on women being hit. So then, fast forward about a year, he goes out with one of my friends. And I'm like, I wasn't comfortable with it, but it wasn't my place to say anything. And their third date, she calls me, like about early, like it was early in the evening. So I thought you were out with Jay. She goes, he hit me. Like, okay. And I went to she was in the hospital. He punched her in the face. I don't know if her eye socket was broken, but it was swollen. And her mom made her go to the hospital. So I called that one right, and she said, I should have listened to you when you were saying that you wouldn't go out with him again because of that, you know, how he got excited about that, because now I know. And he ended up getting, what is it? Eric! Come here a second, please. I'm gonna ask Eric, because he was in the Navy and Eric was in the Navy too. Hey, is it court-martialed when a guy gets in trouble for breaking the law while in the military?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm telling the story about that guy I went out with who got excited during sleeping with the enemy, who a year later hit that one girl, and then he got arrested by the military police. That's court-martialed?
Yeah, it can be, I think.
Okay. Well, he got court-martialed or whatever, and I don't really know whatever happened with him, but he kind of got in trouble for that. Did they take things like that seriously back then?
Yeah.
Or do you, well, Eric doesn't know. He never got in any trouble. Okay, thank you.
I just got arrested.
Yeah, but that wasn't for beating anybody. That wasn't for an assault.
Right. Go.
Okay. All right, thank you, Eric.
Okay. Glad I could help.
It was enlightening. Okay. He hasn't been in the military in a long time, so. Okay. All right, so yeah. I don't really know what happened with him after that. So he was out of all of our lives. And I don't ever know what happened with her either. I mean, we were friends for a long time, but once I met Eric and moved away, and then she met the guy she was going to marry, and she kind of did her own thing, we just all kind of lost touch. I mean, I could probably find her online. So I don't know though. A lot of those girls just didn't get into Facebook and stuff like I did. You know, so I don't know if I love that. I need a little more on this side. We've been watching old clips from To Catch a Predator. I get kind of obsessed with those after a while. They kind of all look alike to me. I like to look at these episodes of To Catch a Predator and then look them up and see if I could find them on Facebook and stuff, just to see if they're there. And I have found a few of them. And it's like, ew, gross. There he is. He's our predator. But I mean, I don't like share the information and tell people, oh, he was on To Catch a Predator. It's just something we do here. You know, just for fun, just for good time, for a laugh. Okay. So I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else about that story. I had some bad dates before meeting Eric. But, you know, Eric was pretty hard to beat in the dating department, obviously, because he ended up married to him. Because he, our first date, we went to play mini golf and went to McDonald's. And for our second date, we're in Jacksonville, right? He took me to Orlando to see Soundgarden. And that was my first dose of Soundgarden. Reverend Horton Heat opened up for him. So that was really fun. It was interesting. I'd never been to a concert like that before. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, he must be pulling my leg. He's taking me out of town with no expectations. It's weird. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that was a good date. My dates with Eric were always good. Well, I should say are always good. We still go out on dates. So All right, well, that's it for that story. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you haven't seen Sleeping with the Enemy, I do highly recommend it. So go see if you can find it and check it out because it is really good. I might try and find it myself. Where's that? I'm going to finish the rest of my face, but I guess I really don't have to do it here because the story's over. But I will talk to all of you later. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to, please check out my OnlyFans. You don't have to. Again, it's no sexy time. That's not me. I'm not going to do that. So, that's it. All right. Thanks. Bye.